You've been lied to. You don't need 200 horsepower, titanium knees, or a chiropractor on speed dial to enjoy a sport bike. Somewhere along the way, riding turned into a numbers game. Horsepower, lap times, bragging rights. But the bikes that actually make you fall in love with riding again, they're not the Bs. They're the light ones. The ones you can throw into a corner, flick through traffic, and park without breaking a sweat. The ones that make you feel fast without trying to kill you. And today, we're counting down 15 lightweight sport bikes that prove it. No wrist pain, no intimidation. Just that pure, grin-inducing connection that reminds you why you ever started riding in the first place. If you've ever thought, I'd love a sport bike if I didn't hate my body, this one's for you. Because a few of these bikes will surprise you. One costs less than a used scooter, and another might just be the best thing to come out of Italy in years. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's bring the joy back to sport bikes, one lightweight legend at a time. Number 15. CF Moto 300 SS. For years, riders laughed off Chinese motorcycles as cheap copies. But lately, CF Moto has been quietly building something different. And the 300 SS is the proof. It's sleek, sharp, and looks like it escaped from a racetrack. Yet it costs less than some people's helmets. Under the fairing is a 292cc single-cylinder engine that puts out just over 30 horsepower. But don't let the numbers fool you. This bike feels alive. It weighs barely over 300 pounds, which means it darts through city streets and backroad corners like it's on caffeine. The best part? It's loaded with gear the big brands still charge extra for. Full TFT display, LED lighting, slipper clutch, even smartphone connectivity. And the build quality? Shockingly solid. It's the kind of underdog story riders love because it proves that fun doesn't need a famous badge or a fat price tag. The 300 SS isn't trying to impress the showroom crowd. It's here to make you smile every single ride. And if that surprises you, just wait. The next bike takes the same small engine formula and cranks the chaos to 11. Number 14. KTM RC 390. If the CF Moto 300 SS is the quiet overachiever, the KTM RC 390 is its loud, over-caffeinated cousin who refuses to sit still. This thing doesn't whisper lightweight sport bike. It yells it, does a burnout, and dares you to chase it. Powered by a 373cc single-cylinder engine that sounds like pure attitude, the RC 390 weighs about 360 pounds, but it feels even lighter when you throw it in a corner. It's got that signature KTM sharpness, the kind that makes you feel like a racer even when you're just heading home from work. The updated chassis, improved ergonomics, and quick throttle response make every ride feel like a track session. You're not wrestling it, you're dancing with it, and it always leads. What makes the RC 390 special isn't raw power, it's how alive it feels. It's playful, eager, and just a little bit wild. The kind of bike that tempts you to take the long way home every single time. And the best part? It teaches you. You can push it hard, learn its limits, and actually get better as a rider without scaring yourself half to death. If you've ever wanted a sport bike that feels like bottled adrenaline, this is it. But maybe you're not after chaos. Maybe you want something with a bit more soul, something that looks classic, rides modern, and connects you to the road in a way no spec sheet ever could. Number 13. Yamaha XSR 700. After the RC 390's wild energy, the Yamaha XSR 700 feels like a deep breath. Calm, confident, and effortlessly cool. It's proof that you don't need flashy fairings or a race posture to feel like a real rider. Sometimes, all you need is soul. The XSR 700 takes the heart of the MT-07, that 689cc parallel twin that's famous for its punch and personality, and wraps it in retro style. Round headlight, sculpted tank, brushed metal touches. It looks like a bike your granddad might have ridden, if your granddad was really fast. But make no mistake, this isn't nostalgia for the sake of it. The XSR 700 is light, balanced, and just plain fun. It weighs around 400 pounds, carries itself low, and responds instantly to every move you make. It's the kind of bike that makes you ride smoother without even trying. And that's what makes it special. It connects. It doesn't shout or demand attention. It just works beautifully. You can ride it to work, take it through the mountains, or sit and stare at it in your garage with a coffee in hand. It's that kind of motorcycle. The XSR 700 proves that lightweight sport bikes don't have to be extreme, they can be timeless. But if you like the idea of that easy, balanced power in a slightly simpler, more upright package, the next bike gives you just that. And then some. Number 12. Honda CB500F. If the XSR 700 is all about character, the Honda CB500F is about confidence. It's the kind of bike that makes you feel instantly at home. No drama, no ego, just smooth, predictable power in a lightweight frame that always has your back. Honda's 471cc parallel twin has earned its reputation as one of the friendliest engines on the road. It's got just enough grunt to make highway rides easy, but it's calm and forgiving when you're still finding your rhythm. We're talking around 400 pounds wet, perfectly balanced, and ergonomics that keep your wrists and back happy no matter how long the ride. It's not flashy, and that's the point. The CB500F is a reminder that riding doesn't have to be complicated. It's the bike that quietly builds your skills, builds your confidence, and reminds you how good simple can feel. You don't need to chase top speed when the joy's already in your hands. And when you're ready to step things up, just a little, there's a certain green machine waiting to show you what lightweight precision really feels like. But before we get there, I want to hear from you. What kind of lightweight bike speaks to you the most? Do you go for the retro charm of the XSR 700 or that sharp modern edge like the RC 390? Drop your answer below. I read every comment, and your picks might even show up in a future video. And if you're enjoying this ride so far, hit that like button. It tells YouTube this video is worth showing to more riders, which helps keep bikes like these from being forgotten. Now, let's talk about the Ninja 400, the bike that's been quietly teaching the world what a perfectly balanced sport bike really feels like. Number 11. Kawasaki Ninja 400. If there's one bike that's proven you don't need to wrestle a monster to have fun, it's the Kawasaki Ninja 400. You've probably seen one in every parking lot, every twisty road, and every beginner rider forum. And there's a reason for that. This bike doesn't just look like a sport bike, it feels like one, without the intimidation. It weighs barely over 360 pounds, but it handles like it's reading your mind. The throttle is smooth, the clutch is light, and the power delivery feels more like a dance than a fight. What really makes the Ninja 400 shine is how honest it is. It doesn't pretend to be a super bike, it just gets on with the job, carving corners, eating commutes, and giving you that addictive sense of control that heavier bikes sometimes forget about. It's the kind of machine that makes you a better rider without ever making you feel small. And here's the kicker, even advanced riders keep one around, because nothing else feels this easy to ride fast. Now, you might think you know what a lightweight sport bike feels like, until you hear about this next one. Number 10. Aprilia RS 457. Aprilia built this one to shake up the class. The RS 457 isn't just another beginner bike, it's a scaled-down super bike, built with real race DNA. Under the fairing is a 457cc parallel twin that makes about 47 horsepower, the exact legal limit for Europe's A2 license. Aprilia didn't waste a single horse. The engine's liquid-cooled, dual overhead cam, and breeze-through ride-by-wire throttle. It's sharp, smooth, and eager to rev. The chassis is where the magic happens. It's a twin-spar aluminum frame, not steel like most rivals. That keeps it stiff and light, just under 400 pounds wet. The geometry borrows from the RS 660, so the front end feels planted even when you're pushing hard. Electronics? Proper Aprilia stuff. You get traction control, switchable ride modes, and ABS tuned for both road and track. On a bike this light, it all works in your favor, never in your way. The RS 457 isn't trying to copy the big boys. It's proving you can have real performance without pain. Aggressive styling, Italian precision, and a price that sneaks under $6,000. It's not a starter bike, it's a statement. Number 9. KTM 390 Duke. If the Aprilia RS 457 is precision, the KTM 390 Duke is pure chaos, in the best way. It's small, wild, and full of fight. The 390 single-cylinder engine puts out around 44 horsepower, which doesn't sound like much until you twist the throttle. It weighs just above 360 pounds wet. Every ounce feels alive. This bike doesn't build speed, it snaps to it. The throttle response is instant, the gearbox is tight, and the quick shifter, standard on the 2024 model, keeps the fun coming fast. The chassis is classic KTM. Steel trellis frame, lightweight wheels, and WP Apex suspension front and rear. It's sharp but not twitchy. You point it, it obeys. The 390 Duke also comes with real electronics, cornering ABS, traction control, and ride modes that actually make a difference. On a bike this light, it's not marketing fluff. It's confidence on sketchy roads. It's loud, bright, and just a little unhinged. Like that one friend who always talks you into just one more ride. But that's why people love it. The 390 Duke doesn't want to behave. It wants to play. Number 8. Honda CBR 500R. If the Duke is the wild one, the Honda CBR 500R is the calm professional. It's balanced, steady, and built to last. The kind of bike that earns your trust every ride. Honda's 471cc parallel twin makes about 47 horsepower. Smooth delivery, linear torque, and no surprises. It's the definition of predictable, in the best way. At just over 420 pounds, it's not the lightest here, but it carries its weight low. That makes it stable at speed and forgiving when you're still learning. The throttle's gentle, the clutch is light, and the gearbox feels like butter. The suspension is upgraded for 2025. Showa SFF BP forks and a preload adjustable rear shock. It's tuned for comfort, but tight enough to enjoy a back road. Dual front discs and ABS mean braking feels controlled, not grabby. It looks the part too. Low fairings, sharp lines, and LED lighting make it look faster than it is. But that's the charm. You can ride it all day, step off smiling, and do it again tomorrow. The CBR 500R doesn't shout, it teaches, and it's been turning average riders into great ones for a decade. Number 7. Yamaha MT-07. If there's one bike that proves middleweight doesn't mean middle of the road, it's this one. The MT-07 isn't about stats, it's about feel. Yamaha's 689cc CP2 engine makes around 74 horsepower, but numbers don't tell the story. The torque hits early and hard, twist the throttle, and it feels like the engine's laughing with you. It weighs about 400 pounds wet, light enough to flick, solid enough to feel planted. The frame's compact, the seat height friendly, and the balance almost telepathic. You don't wrestle it, you wear it. No fancy electronics here, just traction from good geometry and a throttle that listens. The suspension is simple but sorted. The brakes, 2 fingers, plenty. It's that rare bike that grows with you. New riders call it forgiving. Veterans call it addictive. Everyone calls it fun. And that sound, that raspy twin growl, it's like the bike dares you to take one more corner, one more mile, one more day off work. The MT-07 is proof that you don't need gadgets to feel alive. You just need a heartbeat, a twist of the throttle, and a good reason not to go home yet. Number 6. Yamaha R7. Take everything great about the MT-07, give it a sport bike suit, and you get the R7. Same heart, new attitude. It runs the same 689cc CP2 twin. Smooth, torquey, and unbreakable, but Yamaha tightened it up. Sharper gearing, stiffer suspension, and a more focused chassis. It feels like a track bike you can ride every day. The R7 weighs just under 400 pounds wet. Clip-ons drop you lower, but not low enough to hurt. It's sporty without being cruel. The throttle's crisp, the gearbox tight, and the brakes, dual disc and radial mount calipers, feel serious. This bike isn't chasing top-end numbers, it's about rhythm. The torque hits early, the handling stays neutral, and the feedback through the bars is addicting. You can commute on it, carve canyons on it, or run laps till sunset. It always feels composed, like it's quietly saying, "You've got this." The R7 proves that modern sport bikes don't need to punish you to thrill you. It's fast, friendly, and built for riders who care more about flow than flex. Number 5. CF Moto 450 SS. Every few years, a new brand shows up and changes the rules. Right now, that brand is CF Moto, and the 450 SS is the one making everyone nervous. It's powered by a 449cc parallel twin that makes around 50 horsepower, more than most bikes in this class. It's light, just under 400 pounds, and it's packed with tech the big names used to keep to themselves. Slipper clutch, Brembo calipers, full-color TFT display, even a quick shifter if you want one, all for a price that sneaks in under $6,000. The handling is tight and stable. The fueling is clean. It's fast enough to make you grin and smooth enough to ride every day. CF Moto nailed the formula. Performance that feels premium without the premium badge. The 450 SS doesn't ask for respect, it earns it. Riders who've tried one already know, this isn't a fluke. It's a warning shot. It's time to stop treating Chinese bike as an insult, because this one rides like the future. Number 4. Triumph Trident 660. Some bikes whisper class. The Trident 660 just hums it through every gear. Triumph 660cc triple makes about 80 horsepower. Smooth torque off the line, rush up top, and that trademark triple growl in between. It's one of the most flexible engines in the game. Calm in the city, alive in the corners. At around 417 pounds, it's light on its feet and beautifully balanced. The suspension feels sorted, the brakes sharp, nothing flashy, just precision. The ergonomics hit that sweet middle ground. Sporty but relaxed. You can ride it to work all week, then chase twisties all weekend. It's that rare mix of style, refinement, and real-world usability. The Trident isn't trying to shock you. It's here to remind you what well-built feels like. British design, Japanese reliability, pure joy in motion. Number 3. Honda CB300R. Some bikes don't need to prove anything. The Honda CB300R just shows up and makes you smile. It's small, light, and perfectly balanced. A reminder that riding doesn't have to be complicated. At just over 300 pounds wet, it feels like an extension of you. The 286cc single-cylinder engine makes around 31 horsepower. It's not about speed, it's about control. The throttle's smooth, the clutch feather light, and the handling pure Honda. Predictable, precise, and forgiving. The Neo Cafe styling is the best of both worlds. Modern lines with old school attitude. It looks premium without pretending to be anything it's not. This is the kind of bike that teaches finesse. You ride it hard, but never feel punished. It makes city rides fun again and turns every short trip into an excuse to stay out a little longer. The CB300R doesn't chase attention, it earns affection. Number 2. Suzuki GSX 8S. Meet the grown-up in the room. The Suzuki GSX 8S looks simple, but it's hiding some real engineering muscle. Power comes from a 776cc parallel twin, all new, all attitude, about 82 horsepower, with a fat torque curve that hits early and hangs on. It feels steady, confident, and a little addictive. It weighs just over 460 pounds, but you'd never guess it. Suzuki nailed the balance. It carries its weight low, turns easily, and feels planted in fast sweepers. The electronics are modern without being fussy. Traction control, multiple ride modes, and smooth throttle mapping that makes everything feel polished. Suspension's well-tuned, brakes bite hard, and the ergonomics hit that sweet spot between sporty and sensible. This is the bike for riders who've outgrown the wild stuff but still crave that spark. It's refined without losing its edge. You don't fight it, you flow with it. The GSX 8S proves lightweight doesn't have to mean small, it just means smart. Number 1. Suzuki SV650. Some bikes get it right once. The SV650 has been doing it for over 20 years. It's simple, it's honest, and it's still the gold standard for real-world sport bikes. The 645cc V-twin makes around 75 horsepower. Smooth, torquey, and full of soul. It pulls clean from idle, sings through the mid-range, and never gets old. At roughly 430 pounds, it feels lighter than it looks. The low center of gravity gives it that perfect balance. Stable on the highway, playful in corners. No fancy electronics, no drama. Just that timeless connection between throttle, tire, and road. The SV doesn't try to impress you with tech. It reminds you why you fell in love with riding in the first place. It's been the first real bike for thousands of riders, and the one they still miss years later. There's something about the way it corners, the way it sounds, the way it feels alive beneath you. The SV650 isn't just another motorcycle. It's a reminder that sometimes perfection doesn't need an update. Lightweight doesn't mean cheap. It doesn't mean slow. It means alive. It means you get to ride harder, longer, and smile wider. Somewhere along the way, we forgot that motorcycles were supposed to be fun. Not intimidating, not exhausting, just fun. And these bikes bring that feeling back. You don't need a racetrack or a six-figure budget to feel connected to the road. You just need a machine that fits you, forgives you, and makes every mile feel worth it. If this video reminded you of that, give it a like. It really helps more riders find bikes that make sense again. And tell me down in the comments, which of these would you take home? Or which one's already parked in your garage? If you're new here, hit subscribe. We make videos for riders who care more about the ride than the brag. Until next time, keep it light, keep it fun, and I'll see you on the next ride.